y'all, it's Kathy at North Star Prepsteader. Now, for those of you who follow me and know what I've been going through, the last few weeks I have been under the weather, to say the least. I have dealt with a combination of pneumonia, bronchitis, and a sinus infection. And yes, I am on some modern medicine and everything for the infections, but it was viral pneumonia, and so that doesn't really affect that. One of the things that I have taken to help me out is a respiratory tea that I make. Today I'm going to show you how I make it and what ingredients I use. It really is a great tea, and it can help you even if you don't have pneumonia or bronchitis or anything, but it can help you with a regular cold, it can help you with asthma, it can help you with any type of breathing difficulties that you have. It's very, very good. I found it extremely helpful on its own when I'm not normally this sick, as well as a great aid to what I've been going through. So I apologize for my voice. This is greatly improved from last week, but still not back. So anyway, now because I drink so many mugs of tea a day, usually about at least 6. So a regular mug like this holds almost a cup and a half of water. So I like to make a lot at a time and steep a bunch at a time so that I'm not constantly putting the herbs in there. So this is a 4-cup measuring cup, so I'm going to pour 4 cups of water in here. And then I'm going to fill my teapot with the water. I like to boil the exact amount that I need, then I don't have extras in here that cause like sediment and build up in my teapot. Put the cover on, turn it on high, and this is going to take about 6 minutes for the 4 cups to boil. So while the water is boiling, I'm going to prepare everything else. Now when I put the hot water back into this, it's going to be very hot under here. It's boiling, and I don't want to overheat my countertop, so I'll put it on a hot pad. Okay, so I use loose leaf tea, and what I like to use for the loose leaf tea, especially in this big of a container, is this little strainer cup, and it works very well, and I'll show you how that works. Alright, this tea, I have 4 different ingredients. I have peppermint leaf, mullein leaf, oregano leaf, and rubbed sage. Now, I didn't have any rubbed sage plants, so I just bought a bottle of organic rubbed sage, which is fine until I'm able to grow my own. I do have peppermint and oregano in my garden. And I have seeds to plant mullein this year, so I'm hoping to get that started in my garden for this next summer. Okay, this holds about 2 to 3 tablespoons. Because I'm doing 4 cups worth at a time, I like to put a lot in here. So normally for 1 cup at a time, you'd probably use just 1 teaspoon total of the ingredients. So I put about 1.5 teaspoons of peppermint in there. About another 1.5 teaspoons of mullein. About a teaspoon of oregano. Yeah, it's getting kind of full. And the rubbed sage is very fine in here, so I don't need as much, so I probably put in maybe 1/2 teaspoon. These ingredients have been proven to have a lot of great respiratory benefits. And then I just close up the top so it just, I don't know if you can see, it's got these little notches and you just turn it and it's got this chain here. Alright, so now I just set that in the center of this. Because the lip and the edge of this measuring cup is really thick, I have found that the narrowest point is right at the pouring spout. So I hook it onto there. So now this is ready for when the water's done boiling. I get quite a few people trying to give me remedies and hints and everything about what to do for laryngitis. The truth is that with the viral and pneumonia, that kills my vocal cords pretty much. It just wipes out any of that. And I've done a lot of research, and really what I am already taking is the best. And the number one item for helping out with losing your voice is resting your voice. And so that's why I have not been doing any videos here. I've had to rest my voice. This is the most I've really talked all day today. I don't take phone calls. So I'm just trying to do my best to rest it so I can get back, because I have to sing in a week. And this is going to be a little challenging. So, so anyway, here we go. Okay, my water is ready for the tea. So I'm going to turn the heat off and take it off the stove. Okay, I want to pour it slowly and carefully so that it doesn't turn my little tea container over. This is very hot water. There we go. Something I learned from another viewer is to cover this to keep the steam in, because it retains certain elements that get lost in the steam from the tea. So this keeps the nutrients and the goodness in there. And I'm going to set my timer for 20 minutes. And we'll be back. Okay, the 20 minutes is up. So this has been steeping for 20 minutes. And I drop the rest of the moisture into the plate, or from the plate into the measuring cup. I like to use this little plate because it keeps it easy to work with. Alright, I'm going to remove the tea bag, or the tea container I should say. Let everything drip out of it that can. This comes with this wonderful little resting plate there. So I put it in there. Now, because this was sitting at the bottom, most of the concentrated tea is in the bottom. So I'm just going to gently stir this around to make sure that all of the goodness is dispersed equally among my hot water. Alright, now I don't know about you guys, but I had the hardest time pouring out of this, that it just like spills all over the place. I figured out how to work with it. You have to pour slowly, which is annoying because when you have this volume, it takes a while. But if you pour slowly, you don't have any leaks or drips or anything. So there we go. Fill that up. Now I like to, I know there's a lot of things that they say don't steep very long, but you know what? I like to put this back in and get all the benefits I can from the tea that I grew and that's in there. So I'm going to put that back in, cover it up, and that helps to keep it warm for my next cup of tea. The next thing I'm going to add is some homemade elderberry tincture. Now these little bottles are wonderful. Got them on Amazon, little droppers. I'm going to put about, I don't know, 4 or 5 drops in there. This bottle has lasted me a year already. And then the last thing I'm going to add is some raw honey. I don't have bees, so it's not mine, but it is from a bee farm that is close by, which is really important for your immune system to have that. So the honey is starting to dissolve in the hot tea. And I'm just going to gently stir it until that's all completely dissolved. So I have my tea. Now as the other cups of tea are cooler, the honey is not going to dissolve as much, so you can either heat up your tea again if you want to, or just do without the honey. It's totally up to you. There we go. Here's my wonderful cup of tea. So I've got my great cup of tea here. You can see that through the process and the tea leaves that I use. I like to make the tea in bulk, and it just saves a lot of time when you're not feeling well, and it's right there and ready to go. So I'm gonna go enjoy my nice hot cup of tea with honey and elderberry and peppermint, oregano, mullein, and sage. So you guys take care. God bless. Hope your 2020 is healthy and prosperous. Bye-bye. That's so good.